Couple more guys moving from consoles into handheld gaming. Again, it was only really when I got back into retro collecting that I discovered consoles like the original Game Boy, the Game Boy Color. I don't even think I had a Game Boy Advance SP back in the day. I can't remember. I might have had a Game Boy Advance or an Advance SP. But you know, I'm 36 now, so the memory isn't what it used to be. So I may well have had one, but I can't really remember, to be honest. I did have a Sega Game Gear. That was the console. Again, I brought one of those at the time back in the day. Remember, I brought it specifically because I had to go into hospital for an operation. Was going to be in hospital, I think, for a couple of months, so I went into Currys at the time it was, and you know, for those of you abroad haven't heard of Currys or don't know what Currys is, it's like a big electrical retailer. You know, they sell TVs, kettles, hoovers, and you know, they have a small gaming section. So I brought a Sega Game Gear. I think I had a Game Gear carry case, which I've still got down there. I've got my original Game Gear and my original Game Gear carry case, and the games that I brought at the time for the Game Gear as well. So that's the only thing that I've got from it from when I was a kid in my gaming collection. So that's, you know, that is the one that I brought. Blimey, when would it have been? Mid-90s, something like that. So you know, that's down there in my collection, still working with all the original games that I had. As I say, I brought that for when I went into hospital for a couple of months, and you know, that was the dog's doodahs, if you like, for handheld gaming at the time. I've probably got about 10 or 12 games for it, something like that. So I've got the original Sonic, Mortal Kombat 2, Strider Returns, Sensible Soccer, games like that for it. Absolutely loved it back in the day, although it ate batteries like they were going out of fashion. But yeah, like I said, I took that into hospital with me, and I used to play that during the day. You know, when there was nothing else to do, I was, you know, laid up in bed in hospital. And you know, I remember one of the male nurses used to come up to me of an evening just before lights out, and I used to lend him the Game Gear and all the games, and he used to nip off to the to the staff room and sit and play that during his night shift when there wasn't anything else to do. So you know, memories there of the Game Gear. So thoroughly enjoyed that system. Don't really play the old handheld systems that much anymore, but you know, I do enjoy collecting for them. So that was the Game Gear. I had an original PSP, so I had the 1001 series. I didn't manage to get one when they were released originally in Japan. Mine was imported in from Canada, so it was from one of the online DVD retailers in Canada at the time. They cocked up on some sort of promotion. If you joined their online website, you got a discount and things like that. So I think I ended up getting it imported from Canada for just over £100. So you know, it was nice to get a PSP before it was actually released in Europe, and it was even nicer that, you know, I was paying probably 80 quid less than when it was first released over here in this country. I was quite lucky. I didn't get clobbered by customs. That was always a risk when ordering it. You know, there could have been a £30–40 import duty, but luckily it slipped through customs without getting caught. So you know, I was one of two people in my office at work that had an imported PSP, and you know, it used to draw people round your desk over lunchtime, looking at you know, your games like Wipeout, etc. That we were playing multiplayer across the PSPs over lunchtime. So absolutely love that one. As I say, that was the original release in Canada, the Model 1001, and I've also got in my collection now the PSP Red, which is the PSP 3000 Slim, I think it's called. And again, because PSP games are quite cheap to buy second hand over here, I've probably got about 30 or 40 PSP games in my collection as well. So, you know, I love playing on that. I don't really play it during the week, but it's something, you know, if I go down to visit family and friends down in the Midlands, I'll take, you know, for playing of an evening. Or if I go on holiday, I'll take it with me, something like that. You know, it's ideal for that sort of thing, really. And the last handheld console that I've had throughout my gaming history is the Nintendo DS. So again, that's one I brought from new last year. So it was the DS Lite. Which one was it? DS Lite Red. So it was the Mario Kart release. So it was the Red DS boxed with Mario Kart picture on, and yeah, absolutely love playing on that. My eldest boy, who's just 5 years old, he sits playing Mario Kart Double Dash. So he got a Nintendo DS for his birthday, and he's absolutely loving playing a lot of the educational games on there that you can play. And you know, he's getting into Mario Kart already at just the age of 5. So fair play to him. So you know, they all love Mario and Sonic, my three boys. So yeah, I think they're definitely retro gamers in the making. So that's you know, not a bad thing really. But that's my gaming history, guys. I'm sorry if it's ran on for quite some time, but there was quite a few consoles that that I wanted to get through. I will tag a couple of people. This is just off the cuff, so if you guys have already done a tagging video for your gaming history, then obviously no need to do one, or you can link the one that you did into my video if you want. So 3 people that I'll tag, off the top of my head, we'll go for Dan Central. Let's have a think who else might not have done one. Tame Fan.